I just created a React app, nothing much more. In the source folder, I just clean the source folder. In the main.jsx, I remove the import of index.css because I removed the file, and change the name of app.css to app.scss, and in the app.jsx I just remove the code, nothing much more. So what you can do is, in the source folder, create a new folder. There is components, and inside this components folder, make a new folder. There is card, and inside this card folder, make a new file. There is card.jsx. Okay, and here, and the second file is card.scss, like that. What you have to do is React arrow function and just import this in the app.jsx, this card. Okay, and write here div, and the class name is app. Just open the terminal and write here npm run dev, enter, and just copy this link and paste it on the browser, and our component is showing here. Okay, now in the card.jsx, what you have to do is give it a class name of, first create a single card and design that single card. Okay, don't design all the cards because we use map function to make our cards automatically, so just design one card. Inside this card, what we have is a container. There is container. Okay, and inside this container, what we have is, first of all, an image. After that, we have h3. After this h3, we have a paragraph, and the last one is anchor tag. Okay, this is the structure of our card. So write here, for example, image1.jpg. By the way, we have all the images in this public folder, these 20 images. Okay, so that's why I write here image1.jpg, this one. Don't be confused. You can download all these images and this data folder from the GitHub repository. After this image, we have h3, and write here, for example, card1, and this paragraph, write here lorem ipsum, for example. Anything you can write here, link1, or for example image link, I write here. Now open these side by side. This is the image, this is the h3, and the paragraph and image link. Now it's time to design this. Open these side by side. First of all, target the card, and inside this card, what we have is, make this width as 100%, display of flex wrap is wrap, and justify content center. After that, we have a container, this one, container, and its width is 250 pixels and height is 350 pixels, and margin top as 30 pixels, margin bottom 30 pixels, and background color is hash 1B2026, this one. And after this background, what we have is display of flex direction column, align item flex start, and border radius 10 pixels, and margin right as 70 pixels, and right here, and hover, cursor is pointer, and box shadow is 10 pixels, 10 pixels, 15 pixels, and the color is 363E47, this one. And after this, we have image, and its width is 250 pixels and height is 150 pixels, and the border radius is 10 pixels, 10 pixels, 0 and 0, 10 pixels from the top and 10 pixels from the right. Bottom and left both are 0. After that, we have h3. h3 have margin of 10 pixels from top, 0 pixels from right, 20 pixels from bottom, and 10 pixels from left side. Font size is 25 pixels. and font family is Sigoi UI. I use this because I like this one, and the color is hash F5F5DC, this color. After this H3 we have a paragraph. Paragraph have margin bottom of 10 pixels, margin left 10 pixels, font size of 12 pixels, font family as Sigo UI, and the color is this one. And after this what we have is an anchor tag. Text decoration is none, margin left 10 pixels, margin bottom 10 pixels, and the color is royal blue, and font size of 15 pixels. Font family is Sigoi UI, and transition all 300 ms ease, and on hover cursor changes to pointer. Its color is F40030. Now this is the overall code for the card CSS. Just format this, okay, and import this in the card.jsx, card.scss. okay, this is the card basically. Look, it is looking nice. One thing I miss here, transition all 300 ms ease. Now it is looking nice. Now after this go to app.scss, basically app.scss, and write here some universal styling, margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing border box, and write app, and inside this app width of 100%, margin left of auto, margin right of auto, padding left 0.25 rem, and padding right 0.25 rem. We have this thing. Now our card is ready. We style our card and give it a background color of 141414. This card, okay, this is the background color. So in the card.jsx what we have to do is just close this card.scss. We don't need this anymore. First import data from this data folder, and inside this data folder we have this file. I write here a simple data, but you have seen in many projects like this, inside the curly braces we have this data, and from the folder, okay, you have seen this type of import. So what is the difference between this import and this import? With curly braces import and without curly braces import. The main difference is that when you have default export, if you go to the data file, then you see here I export default data. Okay, what is data? This data variable in which our array of objects is stored. Okay, this is the default export. This default export. So when we export anything as default, then you have to write like this without curly braces. But when you have named export, like if I export only this data, if I export only this data, export const data, then I have to write here, this import. So this is the main difference between this import and this import. Okay, this is the named import and this is the default import. I hope you understand this. So I have default import. After this card, write curly braces, and inside this curly braces write data dot map, because we need to map our whole data onto this card. So write here parenthesis, and inside this parenthesis what we have is item. You can write inside this parenthesis or without the parenthesis. It's totally up to you. So I write without parenthesis, item, arrow function, and write here this curly braces. What you have to do is just grab this and wrap inside the curly braces. Okay, and write here return and remove this and paste it here like that. Now you can see our whole data is mapped here, but we have no data value if we cannot see here. Why is this? Because because we write hard-coded values here. Okay, so remove these values, all these values, and this image link too. Now what you have to do is write here curly braces, and inside this curly braces, write item dot image. This is exactly the same name as this. Okay, remember, do not change this name and this name. These names will always be the same. Okay, and for here write curly braces and item dot title. This is the title, basically this one, title. And inside the paragraph what we have is curly braces and item dot description, and the last one is curly braces and write here item dot link. Now you can see here our data is changed and images too. Look how amazing is this. We just use the map function and map our whole data. Look, it is too much amazing. If we have a large amount of data, then we have to duplicate this container. Okay, so this is the power of the map function. Now one last thing is, I write here an item and write here item dot image, item dot title, item dot description, and item dot link. You can reduce this with the help of destructuring. So what you can do here, remove this and open here parenthesis and write here id, title, image, description, and the last one is link. We have all these things. Now where you have to write this id, you have to write this id here as key id. If you give this key, then it is easier for React to understand that you have unique data. Okay, so always give this key. To the main parent div. Okay, after that what we have is image. So just write here image and remove this image, this item, and this item too, and this item, and this item also. Look, what is the problem here? Why our data is not showing here? Because we changed the order of these things here. If you go to data.jsx, look, first we have is id, then we have title, then we have description, image, and the last one is link. But here what we have is id, title, image, description, and link. We change these two here. Okay, so write here image, this one, id, title, description, image, and link. Okay, what is the problem here? Why it is not showing? If I inspect this and go to the console, too much errors, and this is saying that uncaught error objects at React DOM. Okay, I found this error. I didn't write here curly braces. This, our data is now showing here. So we destructure our data and we remove all the item.image, item.title, description, and all the stuff here. Now we have our map data here. Look, it is too much amazing to use the map function, and it is very helpful because when you have a large amount of data, then you cannot write code for every card. Okay, so map function is very helpful in that situation. This is the overall overview of the map function, how you can map your large amount of data with the single map function. So that is for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.